So what are the best self-improvement books? In this video, I'm gonna share 7 must-read personal development books coming up. Hey, what's up, and thank you so much for stopping by this YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Sean Cannell, and I am a full-time online entrepreneur, and this YouTube channel is all about helping you live an abundant life in every area. And today, I'm talking about my 7 must-read personal development books. These are books that have influenced my life, and also really books that are recommended by many of the achievers and influencers around the world as some of the best personal development books of all time. And so at any point during this video, you can check out a list of the books mentioned in the YouTube description, as well as a few other ones, because there's just so many. Personally, I have over 2,000 books. And you know, reading is so powerful. One of my favorite quotes says, "Formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune." Another quote that I love says, "If I read a book that only costs me $20 and I get one good idea, I've just gotten one of the greatest bargains of all time." So reading is super powerful. And I've broken these books down into different categories because I think that when it comes to your self-development, it's important to consider, what are you working on? Your thinking, your habits, your money, what area? And so I've broken them down into different categories so you can really reverse engineer what area do you really want to develop and grow in. Let's jump into the books. So the first book is Think and Grow Rich. Now, this is really considered probably the self-development, personal development classic of all time. If you go to any conferences and listen to any of the speakers of modern day and you read this book, you'll really see that a lot of the concepts and the foundational things that they're teaching about personal development are found in this book. And I really recommend the original classic. And there's new versions that have been supposedly updated, but it actually takes a lot of content out. And so look for the original classic. Couple things. You can actually get this book for free, and I'll throw a link in the description because I believe it's, it went through its copyright date, so you can grab that PDF of the original classic and read it digitally. But I love this particular version. It's hardcover, super nice. I take this dust jacket off. There's that cool sheen that I return to time and time again. I've got it all marked up. And so definitely check out Think and Grow Rich. And here's the thing, this is the first category because your thinking affects everything else, right? If you change your thinking, you could change your life. And so definitely starting foundationally, before you move to any other area, you wanna start changing your mindset. Of course, there's a couple others in this category, The Magic of Thinking Big, How Successful People Think, or Thinking for Change by John Maxwell. But this is definitely my #1 personal development book. Secondly, after working on your thinking, it's important to transform your habits. And I love The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. It talks all about really how as your habits change and as you stack good practices, whether your habits in eating, whether your habits in fitness, whether your habits in business, and as you stack those different things, they have a compound effect on your life. And I found the book to be very transformational, again, to kind of give a why behind a lot of the actions you would take, and then how it could affect your income, your life, your success, your relationships. And so habits in that category would be an area I would seek to develop. I think third, it's important to deal with money, and the classic Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a must read. I read this years ago and I found that it really transformed my thinking to what they would call getting out of the rat race of just barely making it and having kind of a month-to-month mentality and moving into business thinking, investment thinking. All of these books were definitely foundational to helping me transition into being a full-time entrepreneur. And this was one of the very foundational ones to be thinking different about money. Revolutionized how my wife and I approached our finances. And so definitely a must-read book. I think #4 would be How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, this is an all-time classic. And of course, the category here is people skills. And whether you're going to be independent or in your job or even in your family and your relationships, there's no way you could succeed without developing people skills and develop communication skills and how to relate to people. And this is definitely a classic. Again, just marked up like crazy. One to return to time and time again. Really renowned as probably one of the greatest self-development books of all times. And so check out How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think for the 5th category, I would say leadership would be something that is important to develop. Now, some people don't think that is personal development, but to be honest, every single one of us, I think, as we develop and self-develop, need to be growing our leadership. Even if we don't see ourselves as leaders, we have to lead ourselves first. We should lead on our jobs, even if we just lead through influence and not necessarily positionally. I think growing as a leader is a definite important step to make on your journey of self-development. I know that as I've had full-time jobs in ministry, in the non-profit space, in business, in different places, that leadership has been a critical skill. And I think that probably one of the greatest books in that space is 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell, one of my favorite authors. And such a foundational book that I found as I read it at different times in my life, I get a whole nother dimension of understanding, and it's absolutely critical. And I would challenge you, sometimes we think change our mindset and develop our, wealth thinking or just our mindsets about money. But leadership is critical, I believe, for everybody, that we all, as we grow as leaders, will be better spouses, better, friends. It will be better in our jobs in every single area. So definitely a killer book to check out. For the sixth category, I think my must-read book would be Linchpin by Seth Godin. Now, this book is all about really your professional life, and I think that at some point or another, we'll move into that sector. Of course, our leadership, of course, our people skills, but this is really talking about becoming indispensable and becoming somebody that makes things happen and that thinks outside of the box, and that it kind of realizes that you break rules in a good way and become somebody that moves the needle, whatever you're doing, whether you're in charge, whether you're following somebody, no matter, whether you're even independent, that you start to really make things happen. All of Seth Godin's books are phenomenal, but I think for personal development, Linchpin is a book to definitely check out. To be the kind of person that if there was, things could happen in your company, if layoffs were to come, if there was going to be a time when people were being let go, becoming the person that they wouldn't let you go because of the value that you produce. This book definitely is good to build yourself up and to make yourself indispensable. And then for my seventh book recommendation would definitely be Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk. Why now is the time to cash in on your passion. Now, this book had a profound effect on me, and this category would, I think, really be transitioning from your day job to your dream job, from how to turn your creativity into a career, how to really monetize your message and monetize your passion. And it's really been instrumental on that journey for me. Literally, all of these books, I feel like building up your personal skills, building up your leadership have helped me at every stage. But this has kind of been the roadmap of turning, being able to work from home and transition into being a full-time online entrepreneur and passive income and a lot of those things. Back in 2009 when I read this, and it's just as relevant today, it heavily influenced that. And what I love about this book is it's both motivational and tactical. It's like a kick in the pants to, not settle, but to really pursue your dreams, but then also a roadmap of implementing that. And over the years, I've had a few different projects and those have been learning, but eventually brought me to a place today with my Think Media TV YouTube channel and my project Video Influencers. And out of those online projects, I'm able to, live full time, literally from my passion. And so that's pretty incredible. Super grateful for Gary Vaynerchuk. And I think this book is just as relevant today as it was in 2009. So a great book to check out. So for a recap of all those books, I'll list them in the YouTube description below, as well as a few other recommendations, because there is so many good books that have really influenced my life. And so I'll post those in the YouTube description. Question of the day: what is your favorite, or what do you think the best personal development and self-development books are? Post them in the YouTube comments. And remember that some of the best recommendations and ideas come from you, those that are part of this YouTube community. So I can't wait to connect with you in the comments section. So thanks so much for checking out this video. Definitely subscribe for more videos just like this. And if you haven't downloaded my free high performance life hacks guide, it's a free guide that just talks about 7 ways to reduce stress and increase energy with some of the habits in your life. Definitely huge for me as an online entrepreneur working from home, things that I need to stay productive, stay focused, and keep crushing it. And so you can download that. I'll link it up on the YouTube card. I'll put in the description below. Until next time, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate you. Can't wait to see you in the next video, and we'll talk soon. Okay, green juice. Cheers. Holy crap. I just spilt this whole thing on the floor. Oh my gosh. this was the worst possible thing. Well, time to clean it up.